day I wait, feel like my life on the line. Jungle in these streets, speak the beats are on the line. Hustle to increase, put it all on the line. House to spouse, family, freedom, walking yards on the line. Every day I wait, feel like my life on the line. Jungle in these streets, speak the beats are on the line. Hustle to increase, put it all on the line. House to spouse, family, freedom, walking yards on the line. Every day on the line. Every day on the line. Every day on the line.
I want to talk about Chocolate City. We're going to talk about Mr. Chocolate City.
And for those who don't know, Mr. Chocolate City is Robert Kelly. R. Kelly to the fans and to the public.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't even know how to address this.
Well, hold on. We're going to address it like it is. I mean, shit. The man, Mr. R. Kelly, has been found guilty on all charges that have been bestowed upon him. Now, do you feel – now the question is, you know, did he get railroaded or did he get what he deserved? We don't know. That's what we're here to discuss. You know, and any females out there who would like to chime in, from your point of view, you're more than welcome to come in. Did he get a fair one or did, you know, he get railroaded? That's the question.
It depends on what you mean by railroaded.
And we got two guys that's from, you know, the streets gonna talk about it, and we have counsel to give his, you know, professional analytics about it. You know what I mean?
The legal version.
Yeah.
But
the legal version.
So, counsel, you like the and we said railroaded. You said use the word railroaded. I like the dick is stacked against him. Like it's we talking about state and federal cases. Or a federal case and state cases in two different states, if I'm correct. That's a lot going on, homie. That's just by being federal is a lot itself by itself. So I'm gonna just keep it real with you, man. It's woo! Well, I'm glad I ain't in that situation, man. I'm keeping real. Yeah. I ain't never been caught up like that. I've been caught up. I ain't never been caught up like that.
Yeah.
So
they did their homework on. They had too much on them. I mean, of course, we living in that time period. You know what I'm saying? The Me Too movement, which I don't really have to get into that. But you know, when you say the deck was stacked against them, I mean, yeah, I'm sure they had thousands of documents of evidence. You know, so many people came forward, and those are the cases prosecutors like. You know, they want to make sure they can win. And once you have cases where it's 10, 15 witnesses and all this stuff, and you know, you got documentaries out and all this stuff, you definitely I'm not surprised he was found guilty. I'm not surprised his lawyer is saying they're going to appeal it already, which, I mean, you got money. That's what you're going to do regardless. Everybody going to appeal their case. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he really has many grounds to go on as far as when we talking an appeal. You know, I think he's just doing it, you know, to do it. I mean, from the lawyer's perspective, he probably, you know, it's money in that. You know what I'm saying? And appealing for your client that got money.
Yeah, and as somebody just chimed in, that boy Rock, you're right. He did stack the deck against himself. He gave him all the tools to destroy himself.
Yeah, it was easy. This was an easy one, honestly. You know, whether you think, you know, what he was doing was wrong or not, that's different from whether laws were broken. And, you know, like G-Rock said, I mean, he did that to himself. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm sure it was plenty of witnesses came forward in that regard. Shoot, the documentary had plenty of witnesses. You know what I'm saying? So
now, counsel, let me ask you this. You think this is something that they have been cooking up for years against him? I mean, you know, this is not an overnight microwave case. This is something that's been, you know, brewing for years and years and years. And he just was like, oh, you know, hey, I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing.
I don't think they had to do that. I mean, this is one of the ones where the evidence probably falling in their lap. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to do too much work. You know, people coming forward, you know what I'm saying? And they were able to build evidence quickly. I know it took a couple years to get through. So I say in that regard it did, but they haven't been studying this man for 10 years. Let's be real. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? They not studying nobody in the industry that's doing it, because R. Kelly not the only one. But R. Kelly made it easy, and everybody else made it really easy to prosecute him, honestly. I mean, so many witnesses come forward. It's easy. You know, this was an easy one for the prosecutors. They didn't have to build evidence and investigate too much, you know.
Right.
And for the people that's just chiming in or been with us for a few minutes, this is a professional legal opinion that's coming from this man right here.
No, you talking about counsel, Mr. Capper, not me.
The councilman, yeah. This is
He's
a
a practicing
professional
attorney now today.
He's an attorney now, yeah.
If you need him, you can contact him. If you got a criminal matter, or also he does corporate, right? You doing corporate too?
Yeah, corporate, civil, personal injury.
Yeah.
And you know what though? You know what though, man? My opinion on this is that being in the court system and how they look at you and look at your case and your stature, I think they was gonna slam dunk his ass anyway. But what made them really like, we're going to get his ass, is because they feel he used this money, he used this celebrity status, his connections to manipulate these young women. It's not like he went up to him, snatched him in a room and did all this. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to get you this record deal. And he played on their weakness, wanting to be somebody. And that's totally, totally wrong. All of it's wrong. But how he did it is just, that's how I feel he did. And they looked at that and said, you know what? We going to slam dunk your ass.
Yeah, okay. It could have been a little of that, but, they call, you know how the prosecutor, they call themselves the people, as if, they're really reflecting what the general public wants to happen. And so I don't necessarily agree with that name, but in this regard, the people were screaming for it. You know what I'm saying? So they couldn't ignore it like they ignore the other, folks or anybody else that's in it, But this, this one was an easy win. Just like, Vince said, I'm looking in the comments, my brother Vince, he's speaking right now. This was an easy one. The people were screaming for it. So many people screaming for it, especially so many women. Whew, you're going to get some prosecutors' heads to turn quickly. And they made it easy. This was an easy case, So in that regard, when we talking to people, the people wanted this to happen. The people acted this way about many more cases. It'd probably be, more people that'll go down. But, as far as, Cosby, not to bring that up, but R. Kelly, Cosby, those are cases where the people were screaming for it. You know what I'm saying? And so it made it easy for the prosecutors to use that momentum and go ahead and, get an open and shut case.
Now, see, here's the thing about that. You bring up Cosby. Cosby did some stuff 50 years ago to, drugged women or whatever the case may be. This cat, Mr. Kelly, he messing with minors, bro. High school. You cannot drive up to high school as a fucking grown man, pardon my language, and just think you gonna get at some high school girl like she's a real woman.
It's a big difference.
And then he making tapes, and they said he was peeing.
But
on
see,
girls.
some of those tapes are
man.
10, 20 years old. But it's about when people start caring about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People didn't care when Cosby did whatever he did then. And some of them women didn't care either. But they care now. And when they decide to care, boom, you change a few laws and you reach back as far as you want. But once the people start caring, especially a certain group of people, it makes it easier on the prosecutors, or they can continue to ignore it,
And what's crazy about this case? R. Kelly had accomplices with him. He had, staff that'll go out and fish for young girls and do all that. But yet he's the only one, as of now, that's standing in the situation that he in.
I mean, some dominoes may
or what's up, little bro? What's up, bro? Or the parents. He's out of the parents, his accomplices. He's the only one that's facing this by himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me interject here, if I may. It's kind of difficult for me to really be tripping off, like, doing this show, because I'm an ex-con from the state of California, did time in the state of California prison system. And we have today, I know there should be a lot of people embellishing a lot of stuff on the internet, texting, putting stuff up. So I'm going to come from a convicted ex-con perspective of this whole ordeal, okay? What I mean by that is that I'm not on no cheerleading band to see the man in jail. For anybody, right? But it's not good for him. You got people that's doing a lot of talking. They don't have no credentials or have the right to talk. What you mean by that? Okay, me, I'm an ex-con. I ain't a rapist. Never have, never will. But on sexual offender, I'll clear that up. Sexual offender, no nature. And we have Mr. Counsel, Mr. Capper. He's a practicing attorney now, active now this day. You are a convicted felon as well, but certain time in the federal prison system, right?
I did. We're going to come from you. We're expert in our own field. We're just not regular people on the screen throwing out random stuff, right? So when it comes to me particularly, if he couldn't come to the yard with that kind of jacket, I don't care if you are Kelly or not. Get out of here, dog. You gotta go where they take you. You know what I mean? So I'm addressing that factor that you got these sex allegations or you've been convicted of them and then you own this yard. So I'm taking it to that. That's why I'm mad with it. Okay? So for all the viewers and listeners and all the people that's in the entertainment or professional athletes or just regular street niggas, right? That's out here doing whatever they doing. They can get caught up like this and be in a situation similar or like this. You take this case, this matter between him and Mr. Cosby. Cosby's a little bit different because he got for the technical errors of the district attorney when they pressed him. But we're gonna just say here, these men are the famous as you can find of the black race, right? Famous, right? R. Kelly say he ain't got no more bread no more. So, and Mr. Cosby probably still got his bread, but you got to understand something. You cannot go to prison with a sex case. It's not healthy. You're liable to die or be raped. That's what's going to happen to you. They're going to poke you up on the yard. When they find that you got a case, they're going to stab you on the yard. Black folks, a little slower to doing it, but we get along to get to it. When they come to other races, they own it like that soon as you hit the yard. So we're going to get into that part of it. His man's life is in danger when he go to prison. If the state or he might be in protective custody the rest of his entire bid or something.
Exactly, right? Because of the celebrity and in his case. So we need to let y'all know this ain't no game. This ain't no pretty. This ain't no redos. This is serious stuff, man. This man done messed around and got caught up. Again, did he do all this stuff? I don't know, but look, the decks are stacked against you. No, I didn't see the video or none of that. I ain't got time to look at no sex videos and all that kind of stuff, man. I'm saying to you that this is real, brothers. Any other visuals, y'all need to not get caught up like this. Don't do it. And you won't get caught up like this. Remember this. Note this. This man's life is in danger. I particularly believe that he's not going to make it in prison. He's going to probably commit suicide.
Depending on what type of protection he has, you know.
Oh, no, he might. No, listen to what I'm saying, counsel. He might commit suicide. Junior, what you think? Is he going to make it? Because they ain't going to make it with the money. He's not gonna
well, you know, that's a very good question because he got found guilty on whatever they had against him, how many counts, he's guilty. Then, doing my further investigation, he got more shit in other states they gonna press him on too. So the man is 50-something years old. We do know he's gonna spend the rest of his life in prison. He ain't getting out. So yeah, he might be on suicide watch. He may be on suicide watch.
Yeah, because it's different than themselves. And when first time you fighting a case, counsel, you know how some of your clients probably is when they fighting a case, but you don't see them when they get convicted and sent off. You see what I mean? And get locked up. And how their mind just go running wild. They taking psych meds and want to hang themselves. All kinds of stuff going on with them. You feel what I'm saying?
It's just,
It's a sad
And
situation.
we're all three of us are up in era to where we seen R. Kelly come and get to the height of his career.
Man.
And, you know, it's just sad, man. You know, it's
Yeah,
sad.
this
And
ain't funny.
what I don't want to put out there, oh, they're just trying to take another black man down, blah, blah, blah. Fuck that. The nigga took his own self down. I mean, there's certain shit you can do, but he was just flamboyant with it, making tapes, sending people to do this. And like I said, his entourage, whoever he was sending to go get the girls and sending the money through the
The
parents
parents
and all
too,
this
because you know
stuff,
I'm seeing comments about the parents, but you know some of the parents were complicit too, you know, and they kind of getting the free pass also.
they are. But then see, we don't know what's going to happen moving forward. They say, okay, now we got the
Yeah,
tip of
that's
the
the first
spear. Let's
domino.
just work.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's just
exactly.
work our way down.
Yeah, they
And
probably.
quiet as it's kept. Hey, look, quiet as it's kept. Mr. Kelly might start saying some shit
Yeah,
that we don't know about. He might
yeah.
turn the light on other people that's a celebrity. So it
But
might
see,
be some
that's the
entertaining
thing, though.
celebrity out
That's
there
when
who's
it
shaking in
does
their
become
boots.
a race thing because I think it don't matter what he say. At this point, if we talking other celebrities, now if we talking conspirators within his camp, that's one thing. But you know, when it
Yeah,
comes to putting a head on the stake, it's way easier to do it with a black man because you know we could talk about the Epstein one. It took him years and years and years to even have anything on him. A lot of court cases, a lot of blown court cases, a lot of false arrest attempts, all
Mm,
that stuff to get him, just to get him, you know what I'm saying? And
good.
he had a lot of complicit folks with him, all in the pictures, hanging out with him and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And their heads are on the stake. But it was
yeah,
kind of easy, you know what I'm saying, to get R. Kelly, which this is no way saying R. Kelly shouldn't be in the position he in because he made it very easy. Like you said, the videos and the marrying girls underage and all this stuff. It was so many of them that it was just like, man, you know, as an attorney you can fight two or three. You know what I'm saying? Accusations, but once they start rolling
yeah,
in like that, it's
yeah,
like we got to sit down
man,
and talk.
yeah.
You
Hey,
know?
counsel, let me ask you this: him as being an entertainer, you think they used his occupation against him? Like, look at the songs you make, and mostly all the song was about, you know,
Yeah, a lot of those
getting
songs
some.
you can't even bring into court. It's not that easy to bring songs into court. Granted, we're gonna act like the jury didn't hear them before. Now, even
Yeah.
myself,
So do you think
you know,
they may have a private listening party like in the back,
Man, you doing too
chambers or
much. Come
something?
on, man. Get out of here, man. You doing too much.
Hey, look, listen. When you trying to slam dunk somebody, you use every angle you can, bro. You know that. You know
I know
that.
that, but they, yeah, I believe without even being said, they listen to some of the music, bro.
oh yeah, everybody
Yeah.
went back and listened to the
They
music, and
did.
some
They
of the
listen.
songs it felt a little different. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
it definitely, it's not me saying you can't listen to him. Shoot, I'm gonna
yeah.
still listen to some of his songs, but some of his songs, when I listen to them, they like, oh, hold on,
Yeah.
what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Now that I know where your mind is, they don't sit right with me. Some
Hey,
of them,
look.
you know.
Hey, you know what? You know
Oh,
what's crazy?
oh,
But y'all gonna laugh about this. But you know what's crazy? When we were young, in our youth, growing up, high school, whatever, we always used that saying, "Age ain't nothing but a number." But that shit'll get you bent. That shit'll get you in
Oh
oh.
trouble.
yeah, it don't sit right now. You know.
And I ain't
No,
never,
man, no.
I ain't never used that line. Listen to me. My Mac is too tough. My Mac is too tough to use
Man,
that,
look,
dog.
hey,
when you're in high school, you
man,
try to
look,
get it
people,
wrong, you use it,
yeah.
Yeah,
when you
hey, I
Yeah,
don't know
hey,
nothing
and
about
hey,
that.
look,
let me
they
tell
was
you, you
they
too
was throwing
young.
that around like they was throwing that saying around like free money, bro. I tell you, man.
Hey, look,
Yeah,
listen. So listen to this, though. Let's get shit on that. Let's get to this. Man, listen. The man got other cases in other states. And this is an
yeah,
example for all viewers and all listeners. Don't, and some man told me something one day. I was in LA County jail fighting that life sentence. And I lost and went to prison. He said, youngster, after he read my case, he said, you can box yourself in. I was like, what? Oh, smoker, what? Hey, get my paper. Talk about. You read my police report and my transcripts. He said, yeah, he boxed himself in. At that time, I didn't understand what he was saying. Guy got mad, wanted to beat him up. I read my stuff. He said, yeah. He said, you don't know what I'm talking about, huh? He said, look, don't hurt me. You already hurt yourself. He said, you never box yourself in. Remember that, youngster. If you make it through this, never box yourself in. It took me years to understand what he was saying. And today, I do understand what he's saying. In this case, R. Kelly boxed himself in.
Well, he had help.
Yeah, he did it to himself, correct. And there's a lot of times that individuals, it's hard for you to say, hey, you blame everybody else when you get in some trouble. It was because of this fool, it was because of this broad, it was because of this, that. You know what I mean? You really look at it like that was me. That was me that did that to myself. That was me. And most people can't cope with is they're the problem. They can't. They want to put on somebody else. In this case, he was him. It was his freak. His freak is up in him. You know what I'm saying? That freak is going on with him. So that was his problem, and it cost him. We won't stay too long on this, right? Sorry for the man. Look, bro. He
has a mental problem, bro. He has a mental problem, bro.
He should have used that. That's what he should have used.
Nah, that ain't gonna work, bro.
Exactly.
That ain't gonna work.
No. He is exactly right.
Moving on to the next topic, we talking about Hinckley. You know, Hinckley shot a president and used that. You know what I'm saying? So
and it worked.
He should have invested in that. Granted, when you do that, you're saying you did do the crime. You just had the mental capacity wasn't quite there. So he would have had to admit to all those things to argue that. That's the problem.
Exactly. It's what people don't for the viewers don't know who John Hinckley Jr. is. He's the man that ran up on President Ronald Reagan and shot him in the face in front of all the police and Secret Service. Ran up on him and shot him. This happened in 1981.
He's a free man now.
Yeah, they let him out of prison. He never really went to federal prison. He never went to a state prison. They had him in the mental.
He went to a mental. Yeah, he was in the mental hospital. Yeah, he was in there for. He was in the mental. He was gone for a while.
What'd you say, counsel?
I was saying, now we know a lot of us wouldn't get off on that. You know what I'm saying? You right in that aspect. We can't just shoot somebody in the head and then say with some, especially like in a premeditated way like that, and then argue it was lack of mental capacity. He may have some great lawyers, some great privilege, great money, or
he had money.
Like that.
His family came from money.
Because usually you can't. That doesn't fly usually. You know what I'm saying? But it was 34 years ago. He was on restricted release with his either grandmother or auntie when I was reading.
That don't even understand. Don't even know what restricted release is. We know you either look here in California, you're either in custody or you're out of custody. You feel me? So
yeah, it's something different today, bro. It's a lot. It's different, man.
So I have some clients on federal supervised release right now. Federal, even if you live in California, if you're in the federal end of things, meaning, it's not a state crime, but a federal crime, more like a country crime, instead of like, a crime, a violation of the state of California, they'll still do supervised release and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a little different now for sure, especially when we talking state.
Right. Yeah, Junior, you remember anybody having that? They was able to fight their case, or they was always in custody when you was in there?
Oh yeah, they'll let you out and fight your case, but in federal, if you get caught on the federal case and you get bond or bail, you a lucky motherfucker, man, because they don't usually do that. Because one, they gonna say you a flight risk, a threat to community, and it depends on how severe your case is. Like bank robbers, nah, you really ain't, big time dope dealers, because they feel you got some money somewhere and you gonna skip town.
Yeah, that's what
it's COVID season now, though, so it's the best time to shoot your shot.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, they let folks out of jail because of COVID. Yeah. Well, I ain't had that kind of blessing. They maybe go sit it down for some time, but I got you. It's a trip to see that he's still alive, and then what they put to do for shooting a U.S. president. Wow. Man, that is heavy. Like, woo! You can't even make them kind of accusations about a congressperson, any of them, attorney
Nah,
generals, state,
nah.
U.S. attorney, all them
That's
government. You make any kind of comment about them people,
yeah, that's a
you are
terrorist
they come
threat.
to get you, partner. But let's move on to the shooting in Huntington Beach. First of all, this send our condolences to the man who lost his life. First of all, man lost his life. There was a shooting in Huntington Beach, California, a couple of days ago. Broad
Seen
daylight,
that.
yeah, broad daylight on the beach with kids and family all out there. Broad sunny daylight issue. Man got
In front of the community.
well, that was vicious. That was vicious. That
Well,
boy.
hold on. Now, before we go off and get into it, let the people know it just wasn't they picked him out of a lineup and shot him. He was waving something, brandishing a gun, or he had his hand like he had a gun, and they popped him.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Now, I will say this though. Yeah, he was. It was kind of trivial because he was in that stance and he was waving like he had something under whatever he was covering it with, if it was something. But it's gonna be one of those trivial videos because once he fell, we didn't see no gun, and once he fell, they hit him about 4 times. He fell. Once he fell, they hit him about 20 more times. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see no gun in that instance, so it could definitely raise some debate. I'm not saying there wasn't one because first thing when I was watching it with JJ, I was like, hold on, is he holding something? He looked like he holding something. Wait,
Yeah,
so I can't
but
say
see,
that there wasn't.
the video we seen is not clear than the officers that was 2 feet away from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
But see, you in the streets and you shoot somebody 2-3 times, even if they were about to shoot you, you shoot them 2-3 times, and they on the ground like that. If you let them have 20, you probably about to do 20 just for that self-defense goes out the door
Yeah,
at that point.
but hold on.
Talk
We
about
talking about
that.
a civilian, regular guy like me, as opposed to a law
Absolutely.
enforcement officer.
Right.
Absolutely.
I don't have no
Doesn't
badge.
apply.
Yeah, I don't have no badge in no branch.
No. He just saying if
I
we
I
understand what
don't
he's
even
saying,
have a security guard badge.
but we're saying that anybody else outside law enforcement that done that,
Oh yeah,
you
man,
could
yeah.
go walk the lap on the track.
Shit,
That's
you
what's
can't
gonna
even
happen.
shoot a motherfucker in the back.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Like that philosophy, for some reason, we're held to a higher standard than them. That's
Yeah.
what I was getting into. But you're absolutely right. They'll have every argument in the world just by that video. Shoot, if I thought it, then I know they'll have a reasonable expectation to think that someone was about to bring harm to them like that. Now it
Yeah.
was reckless firing off like that at the beach. They were letting them have
Oh
it.
man,
You know what I'm saying?
broad
So,
daylight in front of the
bro,
community, kids crying and beach.
Oh,
They dropped the volleyball.
it's gonna be a lot
Oh
of
man.
trauma from that, which is gonna be interesting how they approach it because
mm-hmm.
I think that what I'm saying, especially even me, I've seen X amount of people be shot right next to me, you know what I'm saying? Or all types of stuff, which I wouldn't be able to use later on. And it's not really respected when, what I'm saying, it's someone from our community that sees that all the time. But those little kids that saw it in Huntington Beach, they probably could ride that forever. You know what I'm saying? Like that
Yeah,
trauma
Yeah.
from
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Because
That's
I mean, rightfully so. What they saw, but I wonder if it's going to be approached differently in that
right. Yeah,
aspect.
exactly.
Now speaking of shooting and
Well,
kids, Arby, you said something happened in Long Beach today or yesterday?
no, that was today, a couple hours ago, where
This is crazy.
a school officer, not on the school premises, away from the school, not that far away from the school, but a school police fired several shots into a car that was driving away from him. So, whew, yeah, that
And
video
I
right
think
there is
they
something
still
else.
trying to kind of patch up their excuses for that one because everything is really, really vague when you try to read up on it. But it's not too many excuses for a school officer to kind of fire off like that when a car is trying to drive away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And it is very questionable because the car didn't shoot, then drive away. They just peeled off. So you gonna get mad because they peeled off on you?
Yeah,
that's
man.
way out
Yeah.
of bounds. It's what it looked
Yeah.
like. You know. All
The
right.
windows was tinted in the vehicle, but again, the vehicle was driving off away from him. So I don't think, I don't know, I ain't no cop or nothing, but I know for the record that area over there is not, they don't have no kind of problems over there. But they got it today, but they normally don't have no kind of problems over that area. And for him to shoot off, not to be on the school premises, to be off the school premises. I know he's still a law enforcement agent, but maybe that wasn't a good decision what you made right there, dog.
I don't think he'll be working at the school anymore. He may be able to get those law enforcement privileges that they often have, but that's hard to explain away, especially if somebody was hurt in the process or killed. Hurt in the process is one thing, but killed in the process, it's gonna be tough to honestly explain that.
That's something different right there. So, man, I just got to say one thing, man. Boy, it's something out living out right now. It's something different right now. You got a lot of stuff going on.
Yep.
And we live in LA County, so in Southern California, we got to deal with high-speed chases, shootouts, with everything else up on here, man. So when you're out and about, you better come up. If you come out house, you better be prayed up, and you make sure you got your life insurance and your burial insurance, because ain't no telling when you're gonna get caught in the crossfire. Any of all this stuff that's going on, man. It's way wicked
it's
right now.
It's kind of wild out here, man. It's wild, Yeah, it's probably safer in the zoo.
Sure. Yeah, but I like to check up on this case for the shooting in Long Beach, back there by Spring and Palos Verde. See how that play out. We already know how it's gonna play out with the gentleman who lost his life in Huntington Beach. Man, he was he was pump faking, dog, and
At the very least, he was pump faking.
That was the wrong spot, man. Maybe he was doped up. Maybe he was off something, because around a man in his right side of mind not gonna be playing with the police like that, like he got something. So maybe he continually went down. If they chased him down in there, he felt cornered. Maybe so. He been in prison before. Maybe so not. I don't know the man. And I'm saying if he was going to prison, been in prison, he like you didn't want to go back, so he like to judge me in the street tactic. You know what I'm saying? I held court in the street. But
that's what he did, and he held court in the street and got found guilty.
Yeah. And the sad thing is, it seemed like he was pump faking too.
Because everything he got off and shot. What is he doing?
That's why I had to question whether he even had anything, because it was like you didn't even let one off. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't see one fall to the
look. Listen.
Yeah, you play with the wrong people. And for the record, if you listen to viewers, hold up. For the record, for you listening and viewers, don't do what you see him doing on the video. I advise you not to do that. No, with no law enforcement, because the way they shot him, from looking, it looked like they was all in training. Like how they train them, that's what they demonstrated. They did that like they did a simulator of how they get trained. They go to training where they got the video screen down and people be jumping out the side with stuff. They want to know, shoot him, don't shoot that person. They unarmed. They was all in their stands, like they got the shooting range, and just laid in. So
you got to realize something, man. With law enforcement, or just let's not even say law enforcement, with anybody, you got to watch your gestures with people nowadays, bro. You gotta, you can't just be walking up to people just, that's why first thing they say, show me your hands.
You always got to do that, for sure, most definitely. Look, this is On the Line podcast show. It's with JJ Firmer Jr., and we got Counsel Mr. Capper on for the day. We tapped on all the subjects. We popped in right quick. We check out the videos about all the stuff we're talking about. It's all current information. Stay tuned. On the Line will be back in a little bit this week with a live show and some more shows on Digital Soapbox and on the JJ Family YouTube channel.
Every day I wake for like my life on the line. Jungle in these streets, speak the beats are on the line. Hustle to increase, put it all on the line. House to spouse, family, freedom, walking yards on the line. Every day on the line. Every day, every day.